How you doing, everybody? So today's video is the topic is how to actually lose belly fat. That's what I wanted to talk about today. If you've been following along over time, I've shared my weekly goals, my weekly weight loss, what I eat, and what I'm doing to get to those points. But it's been mostly just a numerical kind of very sterile process of going through this. And so today I wanted to share, and that's why I shared on the thumbnail some visual results of what's been going on. So this is me. The picture on, well, I don't know if it's your right or my left, whatever, but the picture in the blue shirt, that's me probably when I was at my heaviest. I don't know what my actual weight was here. I know when I weighed myself, when I was in that range, I was in the 222 range. And then that other picture, the one in the orange shirt, is me now. So this actually works. It's not a complicated system. We're not drinking 2 tablespoons of something before bed. We're not doing anything pharmacological. We're not doing anything like that. No complicated workouts, no restrictive diets or whatever. But I wanted to show some actual results and talk about a little bit about how I felt in that picture, in the blue shirt. When we were looking at it, my wife said, or I said, wow, I'm huge. And she kind of laughed and said, when you are like that, you don't really think about it. It doesn't occur to you. And I gave it some thought, and I realized, when I was that big, there's really I didn't feel like that. I didn't walk around thinking, geez, I'm fat, or geez, I'm really overweight, I need to do something. That wasn't in my mind daily. But occasionally it would pop up, and I would have a moment of reality. And one example would be when I saw a picture of myself. So if we had a family event, Christmas, birthday party, vacation, of which this picture's from, I would look at the pictures afterwards, and it'd bring a smile to my face, and I'd see me, and I'd be like, ugh, that's not that's not too attractive. Like, man. So that'd be one. Another time is when when I call it the pregnant driver. I don't know what it's like to be pregnant, obviously, but when you have a big old basketball in your midsection, and you sit down and you're sitting in your car, you kind of feel it there. And I'm like, dude, is this what it's like to be pregnant? I mean, obviously minus the little tiny human moving around inside of you, but this big old stomach here, and that would bother me, right? Driving on the road, that would be like a realization. And I guess the last example would be during times of physical exertion. I would get winded quickly, things like that. And so those would be the times that I would realize that I was overweight and out of shape. But on a daily basis, it wasn't really a big deal. So, I think that's one of the reasons why I just kind of stayed in that state, even though I wasn't necessarily happy about it. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't life altering or a bad thing. So anyway, which got me to thinking, and I guess who's the kind of doofus who creates a video and doesn't really answer their own question before creating the video? And the answer to that would be me. But why am I more successful this time than I have been in the past? That was a question, and I'm still kind of struggling with that question. I created a video on why you're not losing weight, and I went over some of the basic, obvious uh, anatomy and physiology type reasons why you're not losing weight and what you need to do to get there to try to help people. But then I realized, maybe that's not enough. And so I did start thinking about why am I successful this time? And I don't know that for sure yet. And I'm gonna think about it more, and maybe I'll crack the code and create a video on it. I think introspection is important, and I don't think we have enough of it in society. But I can tell you what doesn't work. So here's one. Why? So health. You can have a health scare. You can be concerned about cancer or heart attack or something like that. And that only lasts for so long, unless you actually literally have a heart attack and they open up your chest and repair your heart. You know, just being worried about it, it fades. At least for me, it does. And I think that's part of human nature. Same thing with vanity metrics. I want to lose weight because we're getting ready to go on vacation. I did a video about this in the past, but we went on vacation and met up with some of my wife's friends from college. And I know she wanted to try to get in a little bit better shape before that, but that didn't last long. That wasn't a good enough why to keep her going. So events aren't enough. Here's another one. I just want to look better for my. I want to look better. I want to look better for my wife. Yeah, I do. But again, she's going to tell me she loves me regardless, and she does, thankfully. And so that's only going to last so long. So you really got to like figure out what your why is. And I haven't really figured out why. I mean, I have some ideas, right? Health is part of it, vanity is part of it. Events aren't really part of it, but health and vanity are definitely part of it. And the fact that I'm aging, I'm over 50, so that's all playing a part of it. But I really got to think about that a little bit more. And I'll get back to you with another video. So let's, without further ado, dive right into my week 13 results here, real quick. All right, so my average step count for the week was above 10,000. So again, that's good. I had one day, the first one there, where I'm a little bit under in the 9,000 range, and then I'm missing a day, which I'll get to in a second. But again, this is 13 solid weeks of being over 10,000 steps a day on a weekly basis. So I think the one thing that I've learned from this whole process is the moving more actually does work. It's a big deal, especially as we age, because it's low intensity. It's something anybody can do. You can do it while you're on vacation. You can do it anytime. So um, I would definitely recommend, if you're just starting out on this journey, to really focus on moving more. Um, this week on my meal planner, again, I just kind of show this as an accountability measure to myself. But I guess the thing I would point out again, I have a missing day there. I don't really know if it was Saturday. So two things are going on in my life in week 13. First is I'm working night shift, and you just lose track of time when you're on night shift. You don't know what day it is. You don't know what you don't know if it's day or night or whatever. So I'm like lost mentally from a schedule standpoint. I try to write everything down in a journal, but I obviously missed one, maybe due to fatigue. But then also, you'll notice in here, and I want to switch to a different view here real quick. So I've got some on the first day there, Sunday, breakfast, two egg McMuffins, and then on day two, Monday, dinner is two McDonald's cheeseburgers, and then I think I've got some Chick-fil-A in there. If I look, I can't remember for sure. But anyway, regardless, there's some fast food, which is something that I've been trying to eat whole foods and avoid junk food and fast food as part of my weight loss journey. And obviously, there's kind of a whole bunch of it this week, and that's largely due to the fact that my 90-year-old father was having chest pains, went to the emergency department, found out he was having a heart attack, went to the cath lab, and had a hospital stay. So this kind of like upended my whole routine, my normal daily routine, because then I had to go help support them. Plus, I'm working night shift on top of it, so everything's kind of out of whack this week. But I guess the one thing that I would point out is, like when I did go to McDonald's for dinner, I only had two cheeseburgers. What you don't see on there is French fries. What you don't see on there is a quarter pounder. Um, when I had the two egg McMuffins, I got them without cheese. What you don't see on there is, the hash browns, those kinds of things. So I tried to, in a bad situation, I tried to make the best decisions I could. There's my Chick-fil-A. What you don't see on there is the waffle fries, which are fantastic. I love them, but I got a side salad instead. So again, just trying to make those better decisions. So that is in a hectic week, and I think that's going to be common, because this is supposed to be a sustainable, lifelong plan, and you're not going to have the perfect week every week, obviously. So that's what we did, and then another week of zero lifting heavy things, so no strength training. I'm working night shift. My dad's in the hospital. I'm literally going from work. I work all night, um, get off at 7 a.m., drive to the hospital, hang out with him and my stepmother for a while, and then either sleep there or go back home, shower, sleep a little bit, go back to his hospital, hang out for a little bit, then go back to my job. So it was a tough week. It was difficult. I wasn't going to get any strength training in there. But I think the other thing that is important here, and I'll move to my weight loss results here to show you. So I started the week at 193.6. I ended the week at 191.6. So I'm down 2 pounds despite no strength training, despite probably not my best week of moving more. And in spite of obviously not eating fantastic. So I was still able to lose 2 pounds. So I have an overall reduction of 18.8. My goal weight is 190. So I'm getting ever closer to hitting my goal weight. And I think it's time for me to start transitioning because here's where I'm at with this. I feel good. I look good, or at least as good as I can look. I look better from the picture that I shared and on the thumbnail for this video. Um, but I'm still out of shape. I'm still weak, or at least weaker than what I want to be. So it's time for me to really like analyze. Okay, I'm getting closer to that 190 goal, which is fantastic. But where do I go from here? So I think about my new goals, and that's going to be one of my next videos coming up. Is like, how do I transition from my hyper focus on losing that initial 10% to now what am I going to do to move this into a sustainable, healthier and fitter lifestyle? So that's what's upcoming. It's on the horizon. So look for a video for that in the next couple weeks. But anyway, that's it. It's a short video this week. I have a lot of things on my plate from a life standpoint, and that's where we're at. So hopefully this was motivational. If you're ready to start your weight loss journey, I would ask you, subscribe to the channel. I don't know. This is not like professional, full-time YouTube quality content. I'm trying to get a little bit better each week incrementally. My mic here, where is it? My mic here's me not being satisfied with the audio quality in my previous uploads. So each week I'll try to get a little bit better at this. But the bottom line is this is real results. I showed you the picture. I'm not doing anything with supplements. There's nothing terribly complicated about this. I'm not taking any testosterone. I'm not doing Ozempic or anything like that. And this is something that I think anybody can do. So if you're ready, start the journey with me and continue or consider subscribe to the channel. And remember before next week to move more, eat better, and lift heavy things. Thanks for watching.